In the latest developments of The Bold and the Beautiful, Luna Nozawa's storyline takes a sharp turn into dangerous territory as she finds herself pushed to the edge. With her life on the line and the law closing in, Luna is left with few choices but to flee and seek refuge in whatever way she can. What starts as a series of manipulative actions soon spirals into a full-blown confrontation involving multiple characters who all have their own agendas and desires. From her dramatic encounter with Will Spencer to her search for sanctuary, Luna's journey becomes an intense race for survival. This week, the tension is palpable as Luna grapples with her fate, and the choices she makes will have dire consequences for herself and those around her. The first shocking turn comes when Luna discovers that Will Spencer has been spying on her. The moment is charged with a sense of betrayal and danger. Will, who has been working against Luna, reveals the truth about his actions when she finds a wire hidden on him. The discovery sets Luna off, and in a moment of panic, she pulls out a gun. The stakes are raised as Luna, who has been under immense pressure from all sides, contemplates pulling the trigger. Will is caught off guard and tries to stop her, but the situation quickly escalates. The scene is tense with Luna holding the weapon firmly, eyes filled with determination. Will, desperate to protect himself and thwart Luna's plan, struggles with her, attempting to wrestle the gun from her grasp. Whether he succeeds or not is uncertain. But the confrontation is a turning point for both characters. As the gunshot rings out, the viewers are left wondering, did Luna fire, or did Will manage to disarm her? The episode builds up this uncertainty, keeping audiences on the edge of their seats, unsure of the consequences. If Will is indeed injured, it would be a game changer. However, what makes this moment even more complex is that Luna, despite her violent outburst, does not immediately face the consequences of her actions. Deputy Chief Bradley Baker, who had witnessed the situation, ultimately decides not to arrest her, recognizing that Luna's actions were provoked. In a world where justice is often skewed, Luna finds herself temporarily escaping the repercussions of her actions, but this does not mean her troubles are over. Luna's next move is one of desperation. Realizing that she is now a fugitive, she begins to search for a place to hide. The looming threat of the police catching up with her forces Luna to reckon with her next steps carefully. She knows that she needs to keep a low profile, but hiding isn't easy, especially when you're constantly on the run. Luna's attempts to stay off the radar lead her into a tense situation where she must seek help, and quickly. It is here that the show gives the audience a glimpse into Luna's fractured relationships, particularly with her own family. One of the first characters that Luna considers reaching out to is her grandmother, Sheila Carter. However, this idea quickly proves to be an unreliable option. Sheila, ever the manipulator, has no interest in helping Luna in her escape, especially since Luna's actions are illegal and could risk drawing even more attention from the authorities. Sheila's stance is clear. She does not support Luna's unlawful behavior. It's a bitter blow to Luna, who had hoped for a source of refuge from her dangerous situation. With Sheila's refusal to assist her, Luna is left without a safety net and must find another way to survive. In this moment, Luna's isolation becomes even more pronounced, and the weight of her choices presses down on her. With her options dwindling, Luna makes a fateful decision. She reaches out to Remy Price. Remy, a man from Luna's past, has the potential to be her lifeline in a time of crisis. Despite their complicated history, Luna takes a risk and contacts him, hoping he can provide her with the help she so desperately needs. Luna's message to Remy is urgent and filled with desperation. She reveals the gravity of the situation and pleads with him to take her in, even if only for a short while. She is running from the law, and without his assistance, she fears for her future. Remy, unaware of the full extent of Luna's troubles, is faced with an incredibly difficult decision. Should he help the woman who is now on the run? Or should he turn his back on her and leave her to face the consequences of her actions alone? Remy's decision is pivotal. He is initially hesitant, not fully understanding the risks involved in sheltering someone who is essentially on the run from the police. Luna, however, does her best to convince him, arguing that she is no longer safe anywhere else and that he is her only hope. She promises him that as long as they stay hidden and no one finds out, they will be fine. Remy, unsure of what he is getting into, reluctantly agrees to help her. He provides her with a place to stay, not knowing that his involvement in this dangerous situation will bring consequences of its own. As Luna settles into her temporary refuge, the tension begins to mount once again. She knows that she cannot stay hidden forever. The authorities are still looking for her, and Will's injuries, whatever their extent, have not gone unnoticed. Luna remains anxious, constantly worried that someone might come looking for her at any moment. The situation grows even more intense when she realizes that she might be caught in the crossfire of a much larger criminal operation. Luna's actions, which initially seemed like desperate measures to protect herself, are now pulling her deeper into a world of danger and criminality that she never anticipated. Throughout this episode, the tension between Luna and the other characters becomes more pronounced. Her fractured relationships, particularly with Sheila, only serve to isolate her further. Despite having a brief moment of safety with Remy, Luna's future remains uncertain. The consequences of her actions are mounting, and she cannot outrun them forever. In the upcoming episodes, viewers will see how Luna continues to navigate her way through the ever-growing web of lies, deceit, and danger. One of the key elements of The Bold and the Beautiful that keeps audiences hooked is its ability to create intense, emotional moments that affect the characters on a deep level. Luna's journey is a perfect example of this. From the shocking confrontation with Will to the desperation of seeking refuge, Luna's actions force the audience to question the lengths one is willing to go to when cornered. Will she find redemption, or will she be consumed by the very choices she's made? As the drama unfolds, the stakes continue to rise and Luna's fate hangs in the balance. The show masterfully uses these plot points to drive the narrative forward, giving each character a piece of the puzzle to solve. As Luna's saga continues, viewers are left wondering who will ultimately be the one to stop her and whether she can ever escape the consequences of the life she's chosen. The bold choices she makes will undoubtedly ripple throughout the show, affecting not only her but those around her, setting the stage for even more high-stakes drama in future episodes. In the end, The Bold and the Beautiful once again proves that it knows how to keep its audience on the edge of their seats, creating intense, unpredictable scenarios that draw viewers into the lives of its complex characters. Luna's journey is far from over, and as her story unfolds, the show will continue to deliver the high drama and emotional intensity that has made it a fan favorite for so many years. With twists, turns, and unexpected alliances, the future of Luna Nozawa and those around her remains uncertain, leaving fans eagerly awaiting the next episode. The Bold and the Beautiful's weekly episode for June 30th is packed with dramatic turns and emotional confrontations as the lives of the Forrester, Spencer, and Carter families intertwine with deadly intentions and long-buried secrets. The episode focuses on a series of pivotal moments, all leading up to a shocking series of events that will change everything for the central characters. As always, the show stays true to its soap opera roots, fueled by betrayal, love, and revenge. This week, Luna Nozawa steps up her plot against Steffi Forrester, Sheila Carter stirs the pot with Taylor Hayes, and Liam Spencer makes a life-altering decision that will have lasting consequences for everyone involved. As the tension builds, the storyline takes on a sinister edge with Luna's increasingly dangerous actions, Liam's health prognosis, and the mounting pressure on Taylor and Steffi. The stakes are higher than ever, and this week's episode promises to leave viewers on the edge of their seats, eager for more. Luna's revenge. A dark plot unfolds at the center of this week's drama is Luna Nozawa, who is no longer hiding behind the shadows. After weeks of maneuvering, she takes a more aggressive step in her quest for revenge against Steffi. Luna has been portrayed as a character with a dark past, and this week she is fully embracing her role as the antagonist. Her first move is to escape town, but not without leaving behind a dangerous trail. Luna's first stop is Sheila Carter, and she wastes no time in spilling the details of her ongoing vendetta. She tells Sheila that Will Spencer, a character who has been a pawn in this long-running saga, is under suspicion for being involved in a nefarious plot, and she reveals that he has been wearing a listening device to gather information. This piece of information is critical because it underscores the web of deceit and manipulation that has been slowly unraveling throughout the series. Sheila, always the mastermind, listens closely as Luna shares her plans for the future. Luna makes it clear that she's about to leave town, but not before completing one final task, a task that will no doubt change the course of the entire storyline. Sheila, never one to shy away from manipulation and control, becomes deeply involved in Luna's plans. She encourages Luna to go after Steffi, knowing full well the chaos it will cause. Sheila's motivations are murky, and her reasons for helping Luna remain unclear, but one thing is certain. Sheila has always had a personal vendetta against the Forrester family, and Luna's mission will give her the opportunity to strike once again. Sheila's willingness to help Luna is a clear indication that she's preparing for something bigger, and the audience can sense that the tension is building toward an explosive climax. Sheila's visit to Taylor Hayes adds another layer of complexity to the episode. When she arrives at Taylor's home, Sheila is desperate to find out the whereabouts of Steffi. Sheila's demands are simple. She wants to know where Steffi is so that Luna can complete her final task. Sheila presses Taylor hard, hoping that she will reveal the location of her daughter. However, Taylor is not easily swayed. The audience can feel the tension between the two women as Sheila's ruthless determination clashes with Taylor's protective instincts. It remains to be seen whether Taylor will give in to Sheila's demands or if she will stand firm in protecting her daughter. Liam's heartbreaking decision. A future in jeopardy while Luna's dangerous plot against Steffi unfolds, Liam Spencer's storyline takes a more personal and heartbreaking turn. After weeks of uncertainty, Liam finally makes a decision about his health and the path forward. He meets with Dr. Grace Buckingham, who has been advising him on potential treatments for his condition. Liam is facing a grim prognosis, and the idea of running out of time weighs heavily on him. He decides to take the medication that Dr. Buckingham suggested, medication that could extend his life, but only for a short time. Liam's decision to take the medication is a poignant moment in the episode. It shows his desire to make the most of the time he has left, even if it means enduring the physical and emotional toll that comes with his illness. It's a decision that will have profound consequences for those around him, particularly for Hope Logan, his ex-wife, and the mother of his child. In a tense and emotional moment, Liam updates Hope about his decision. He sits down with her in the Forrester Creations design room, showing her the bottle of medication that will prolong his life. The weight of the moment is heavy, and Hope's reaction is one of disbelief and sorrow. She listens as Liam explains that he wants to make the most of the time he has, but it's clear that his decision is not one that will be easy for Hope to accept. Liam's actions create a deep sense of tension between him and Hope. Although they share a bond as co-parents, the pain of their past relationship still lingers. And the revelation about Liam's health only serves to amplify those unresolved feelings. Hope is left grappling with the reality that Liam's time may be running out, and this new information will undoubtedly affect the way she interacts with him in the future. The emotional weight of Liam's decision is not lost on the audience, and it adds a layer of heart-wrenching drama to the episode. A dangerous encounter. Luna and Steffi. As Luna's plans to confront Steffi come to a head, the tension escalates. Luna, armed with a gun, arrives at the location where Steffi is supposed to meet Hayes' teacher. In a shocking moment, Luna holds Steffi at gunpoint, demanding that she call the teacher to bring her to the beach house. Steffi, ever the composed individual, tries to remain calm in the face of danger, but it's clear that she is shocked and terrified by the situation. She attempts to talk to Luna, asking about the whereabouts of the teacher and trying to de-escalate the situation. However, Luna is not interested in reason. She's fixated on her mission and determined to follow through with her plan. As Steffi looks around the beach house, she discovers the true extent of Luna's malicious intent. A teacher, presumably Dylan, is tied up and gagged, a clear victim of Luna's twisted plot. The sight of the teacher bound and helpless sends a chilling message. Luna is willing to go to any lengths to get what she wants, no matter who gets hurt in the process. The tension between Luna and Steffi continues to rise, and the audience is left wondering whether Sheila will come to Steffi's rescue. With Luna's gun aimed at Steffi and the threat of further violence hanging in the air, the situation is dire. The sense of danger is palpable, and viewers are left on edge, wondering how the situation will unfold. Will Steffi manage to escape, or will Luna's twisted plot succeed? Conclusion. The calm before the storm. This week's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful offers a perfect blend of tension, suspense, and emotional turmoil. With Luna's dark plot against Steffi, Liam's heartbreaking decision about his health, and Sheila's manipulation of Taylor, the stage is set for a whirlwind of drama that will leave viewers eagerly anticipating the next episode. As the characters navigate their own personal struggles, they must also confront the larger, more dangerous forces at play around them. The stakes are higher than ever, and the consequences of their actions will resonate for weeks to come. As the show continues to evolve, it's clear that the storylines of The Bold and the Beautiful are only getting more intricate and intense. The web of secrets, lies, and betrayal that connects these characters is tighter than ever, and the choices they make now will have lasting repercussions. Fans of the show can expect more twists and turns as Luna, Liam, Steffi, and the rest of the cast battle it out for their futures, their relationships, and their very survival. The drama is far from over, and this week's episode is just the beginning of what promises to be an unforgettable chapter in the lives of these iconic characters.